I was reading the Bible earlier this morning, and I am still in the book of Luke, and I've read it many times, but it still stands out to me, just the parts where Jesus is going to the cross and he's dying, being murdered, essentially. Not essentially, but being murdered, right? And what this level of commitment was on his part to us, right? I mean, he literally went to the cross, you guys. And if you read Psalm 22, it's all about Jesus going to the cross, and it was a prophecy of him on the cross, and exactly what happens in the stories, right, of Luke, Mark, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John of the Gospels regarding what he's going through, the mental and emotional anguish that Jesus went through going to the cross. This wasn't that like he was weak going to the cross. It wasn't. He was human, you guys. Listen, the Bible shows us that how human he really was. He wasn't like, he was man, okay, guys? He was God, but he was man, and he felt the emotions of man, and just like us, had fear and anxiety. I mean, read it. He actually asked God to take the cup from him, but not his will, God's will, right? How often do you get pressure internally from your own anxiety that you're like, oh Lord, I can't do this. And then you run, like you just don't do it. You totally just miss the mark for God. Like God's like, no, I'm still going this way. And you're like, no, I'm too scared. I'm going, or you do something that's faulty, or you do something that's dishonest, or you lack integrity. A lot of times in fear, we do things that are wrong, or we do loopholes, or we try to make things up along the way. So because we get scared, right? Maybe we don't tithe when we know we're supposed to tithe because we're fearful, right? We don't have enough money, even though God says the 90% is what's going to be satisfaction to you in your life, 10% to me, and yet you get fearful, so you don't do it. But yet you end up, Malachi 3 says, you end up actually removing God's grace and his blessing on your life by doing that, right? Which all ultimately circles the fear, and then we do more, and then we fear more and fear. What do you have to do? Well, Jesus shows us, right? In that fear, you stay in prayer, you stay focused on God, and you just keep marching forward with Jesus on the path he's called you on, going forward. Amen.